minutes of stretching. You've earned it. Hopefully you're like me, pouring sweat. You worked hard, and I'm so happy to reward you with this stretch session. Can't even talk. So let's go ahead and start soles of our feet together for a butterfly stretch. Nice big inhale. Let it all out. And as you do, fold forward. Maybe you're applying a little bit of pressure to your knees. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're up here, maybe you're tight. It's all right. Wherever you're at, give me 4 deep breaths. And with each breath, try to get a little bit closer to your feet, whatever that means for you. Really filling up your lungs. One more big breath. Good job. All right, keep that left foot tucked in. And I want you to kick that right leg out to the side, not in front of you. It's out to the side because we're gonna go forward so that we can stretch out this inner thigh. So go ahead and walk yourself forward. You may be up here again. It depends on where you are in terms of your body. You may be down on your forearms like I am, or you may be able to comfortably go all the way down. I cannot, but you go to where it feels right for you and give me 4 big, long, deep breaths. Again, with each breath, allowing your body to sink down towards the ground. Awesome. All right, now I want you to bring that right leg straight in front of you. So we did the inner thighs, we did some in the inside of the hip and the groin, and now we're gonna go for the hamstring. So take a big breath in and reach for your knee, your shin, your ankle, or your toe, wherever feels right for you. Big breath in, let it all out. 4 more breaths here. Nice. Might have done 1 extra breath, but it felt so good. All right, bring those feet back together. We're going back into that butterfly stretch. Let's see if we can get a little deeper this time. Big breath in, let it all out. 4 more breaths here. Awesome. Keep that right foot tucked in. That left leg goes out to the side, and we walk ourselves forward. Big breath in, all the way out, taking it forward. Not uncommon for you to feel different sensations from one side to the other. For me, on my left side, I always feel a little bit more tightness and pull coming closer to my knee that I don't get on the right side. Remember, you're trying to keep your sits bones connected with the ground. You're not hunched forward so far that they're not touching. So 2 more breaths here. 1 more. Beautiful. Bring that left leg straight out in front, going into the hamstring. With each breath, try to get your forehead just a little bit closer to your knee. Last breath. Good. Go ahead and open both legs wide now. we're going to take our right hand to the inside of our right foot, and we're gonna reach over the top with our left hand. So we're opening up our side body. Again, we're still trying to keep our left glute, our sits bones connected with the floor. Good, and coming up, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Back of the left hand goes to the inside of the left foot, reaching up and over. Trying to make sure that your chest is not facing towards the ground, but rather proud and facing out. One more big breath here. Beautiful. Go ahead and walk your hands towards center. You're going to find yourself either all the way down like we did before on that half dragonfly, or you may find yourself like me with your elbows or your hands, wherever that might be. Give me 4 big breaths. Ready, walk your hands up and inch your feet back towards the center and shake them out just a little bit. Go ahead, got sweat on my eyelashes. Go ahead and cross that right foot over so you can pull your right knee towards your chest. Staying up nice and tall and not hunched down. I want to be nice and tall. You should be feeling a bit of a stretch here through the glute, maybe into the hip a little bit. Depending on if you have really tight hip flexors, you may feel a little pinching sensation in the front of the hip. Beautiful. If accessible to you, reach that right hand behind, tuck that left elbow around, and look over to your right shoulder. Trying to look back behind you, getting a gentle twist on the spine. Good. Go ahead and kick those legs out. Shake up. And crossing that left foot over, sitting up tall, pulling that knee towards the chest. If you've taken any of the yin yoga classes with me, you've probably heard me mention that twists are really good for wringing out your organs. Sounds a little bit crazy, but it helps us push toxins out of them. You'll want to drink a lot of water after any time you do any sort of twists. If available to you, reach behind, tuck that elbow, and twist. Awesome. Unring yourself. Bring those legs out one last time, shaking them out. We are going to go to pigeon. But first I'm going to show you if pigeon is not accessible to you, you can go to figure 4. So that's going to be crossing right ankle over left knee and lifting up and reaching through. Now, if you can't reach through, if that's just not accessible to you, you can either use a strap or something around there, but you can also put your foot up against a couch or a chair or a wall and press back using that wall, all right? So you have that option. For the rest of us who want to go to pigeon, we're going to cross that right foot, leg, lower part of your leg, in front, bending at the knee, And you can stay up tall, you can drop down onto your elbows, or you can relax all the way down. One thing I want you to think about is make sure that you're not rolling over towards your right foot, but rather thinking about seating your right glute down towards the ground. 4 long, deep breaths here. Two more. And if you find that you're already done, you need to slow down your breath. Make sure that you're taking full, complete breaths. Good. Then we're going to come up, and instead of uncrossing that leg, we're actually going to kick it all the way under and straight. So we're going to drop down with it straight. So we're getting a little more into the IT band here. You may feel some inner thighs depending on your body. You might feel some hips. Or you might be flexible enough that you lay there and you think, what is Alison making me do? I feel nothing. Just lay there and relax. One last big breath. Beautiful. Let's bring it up and let's go to the other side. So bring that leg back under, crossing that left leg in front, dropping down wherever feels right for you, trying to sit that left booty cheek down towards the ground. 4 long, deep, slow breaths. Good. And just like we did on the other side, bring yourself up, extend that leg under, and drop down. One more big breath. Awesome. All right. Pressing yourself up. Come to a straight arm plank position. Step your right foot forward and allow your left foot, shin, and knee to come to the ground. All right? You may stay up here with straight arms, or it may feel accessible to you to drop down on your elbows. Whichever you find feels right for you, go ahead and get there now. You should feel a nice opening and stretch through the front of the quad and the hip flexor. This will be one of a couple stretches we'll do today. Big breath in. Beautiful. Go ahead and press yourself up. And now we're going to sit back on that leg. So we're getting a stretch here through the front of the hamstring on the right side. Sorry, through the front of the hamstring. That doesn't make sense. Through the hamstring on the right side, through the front leg is what I intended to say. Good. And then rock it forward. So we're going right back down. 2 breaths this time. Good, and take it back. Awesome, rock it forward. last time back. One more big breath here. Good, and go ahead and come up. So you're on your knee and your right heel. Go ahead and raise your left hand high into the sky. Imagine somebody is yanking you to the sky while somebody is simultaneously yanking your left leg down to the ground. So you're really opening up through the side body, through the psoas, through the hip flexor on the left side. It's a very active stretch because you're actively reaching up and away and actively pressing down. Beautiful. Come down out of that. We're going to go to the other side. So bring that left foot in front. Go ahead and untuck the toe. Allow the shin, the knee to rest on the ground on the right side and drop down to whatever feels like the most appropriate stretch for you through the front of the quad and the hip flexor. 4 big breaths here. Good. Walk those hands back so that you're sitting on your heel of the right leg, stretching out the hamstring on the left. And take it forward. 2 breaths this time. And back. You should notice with each one that you're able to get just a little deeper into the stretch. Good, and take it forward. And last time back. Awesome. All right, walk it forward. So now you're on your toe in the back, your knee in the back, and your heel in the front. Reaching that right hand high into the sky, opening through the hip flexor, through the front of the quad, through the psoas and the side body. One more big breath. All the way out. Good. Release that arm. Coming back down to that plank, we're going to go into a calf stretch. We'll start by just pedaling out the calves. Good. Go ahead and leave the left heel drop down towards the ground. Bring the right foot right on top, adding a little bit more pressure to get a deeper stretch. Good, and switch to the other side. Pedal a couple times, and then allow that right foot, that right heel to melt towards the ground, applying your top left foot in order to add a little more pressure. One more big breath. All the way out. Beautiful. go ahead and lay down on your back. We're going to start by just pulling both knees to our chest and drawing some little circles to release the low back. So go ahead and draw about 5 in one direction. And 5 in the other. Awesome. Go ahead and extend that left leg out, pulling that right knee in for 2 big breaths. And then we're going to extend. Now, if your right leg only comes in 90 degrees, that's actually totally fine. That's an absolute normal range of motion. And that's what we'd like everybody to be at. If you can go past that, feel free to grab a hold. You can also use whatever prop you may have around, like this mini loop band, to give a little additional pull. Two more breaths. One more. Beautiful. All right. Other side. Pull that left knee in. 2 long deep breaths. When you're ready, extend up. And if you're like me, you definitely have one side that's tighter than the other. So I am going to utilize this prop to help me. Two more big breaths. Breathe into wherever it's tight, wherever you feel that tension. Awesome. All right. Go ahead and pull that right knee back in. Make sure you have enough space because we're going to go into a spinal twist. Then we're going to bring the right leg across. You can bring it with a bent leg. I'm going to do mine with a straight leg to get a little deeper stretch today, but you decide. So you're going to use your left hand to grab the outside of your right knee. Your right arm is going to extend. Feel free to extend your leg and allow it to drop all the way over. You want your right shoulder to stay connected with the ground, so we also get a chest stretch at the same time. And if you want to complete the twist, you can always turn and look towards your right hand, or you can keep your head in neutral. Now, if it's too much of a stretch with an extended leg, feel free to just bend that knee, all right? You'll have different sensations with each stretch. Last big breath. Awesome. Bend your leg, come back to center, and straighten it. Let's do the other side. Pull that knee to chest, 2 big breaths. Last one. Using your right hand, grab the outside of your left leg, extend that left arm out. Extend the leg if you're going to. I'm a little short on space here, so I'm going to keep mine bent. But drop it over to the right side. Keeping your left shoulder intact with the floor. Awesome. Go ahead and bring yourself back to center. Pull both knees in again. Draw a couple circles in each direction. Go ahead and bring your feet up in the air. Go ahead and grab onto the insides or the outsides of your feet for happy baby. Allow yourself to roll side to side if that feels good. Otherwise, just stay and apply a slight pressure down so you get a little more into those inner thighs and the hip flexors. Good. When you're ready, release your hands off your feet and come up to a seated position. Go ahead and take that right hand. You're going to sit on it. I want you to sit on it, palm facing down, fingertips facing to your left. And we're going to think about our shoulder dropping down as our left ear drops to our left shoulder. You can just set your head on your, set your hand on your head to allow some slight pressure, but I don't want you to pull. All right, so getting a nice stretch. Two more breaths here. Last one. Beautiful. Release your hand. Same thing on the other side. Go ahead and sit right on the top of your hand. Go ahead and drop your head to the right. Allow your right hand to apply just a gentle traction. Really pulling that shoulder down away from your ear. Two more breaths. Last one. Beautiful. Go ahead, flip your palm up, facing away from you. You're going to grab either onto your fingertips or maybe it's onto your palm, you decide, and pull those fingertips back towards you. Opening up the forearms. One last big breath here. Good, release, and the other side. So palm is up, pull those fingertips back towards you. If you're like most and you spend a lot of time at the keyboard, this one can feel really great. Awesome. Go ahead and shake out those arms. Shake out the upper body. You guys are done for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel like you got a really awesome stretch in. It has been my honor and my pleasure to be here with you, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon.